Hello and welcome to Statistics for Business 1. I am Shankar Venkatgiri, your instructor, and this is week 2 of our course.
If you've made it this far, you probably know that I'm Liza.
And in all likelihood, we'll focus on the topic of probability during this session. You may have already been exposed to this topic in college, so let me ask, how many of you had to solve problems about colored balls in urns, or a bowl of dice like these, or, well, playing cards?
Me for sure. Urns belong to a museum.
The truth is, if you have a sound grasp of the subject, then you can derive substantive meaning from data. Suppose you've been running a store for years and I ask, how much do you think you'll make in sales this week? Then it's not like you can come up with one exact number.
Yeah, but I'd be happy if you gave me a range.
If you have historical data, then it's possible for you to come up with a range of sales numbers. What you will need is a working knowledge of probability.
Really? Count me in.
It's my intent to stir up your interest in this foundational subject. In this segment, we'll explore a real-life data set and raise some questions before we embark on an analysis.
That's par for our course.
Today's data set is from the University of California, Irvine Machine Learning Repository. Data modelers usually split their data into two parts, a training data set to make some conclusions and a testing data set to see if they hold good. For now, let's go ahead and open up our training data set. This is a small sample from the 1994 US Census database, and it was used by a couple of researchers, Ronnie Kohavi and Barry Becker, to solve a famous problem. Our training data set has about 32,500 rows, one per person. The attributes are in columns. So we have age, working class, education, marital status, race, sex, and most importantly, let's scroll over to the right. The last column is an important one. It has information on a person's salary level, whether it is over $50,000 or under. In short form, we're going to call it 50K.
I'd definitely like to make over 50K.
Who doesn't, Lisa? Well, here's a classification problem. Suppose we know all of the attributes except the salary. Then can we come up with an algorithm or a technique to declare if the person makes over $50,000 a year or not?
Looks easy to me.
Not quite. There are a couple of things we must observe. One, the problem is easy to state. Even a child can understand it. Two, the solution is not straightforward. Multiple people could have the same attributes but different salary levels.
Aha!
So instead of focusing on certainties, we can only talk about probabilities. There are entire areas of data mining and machine learning which cover techniques to solve such classification puzzles. We can't crack them yet. I just felt it's good to put up the final picture so you know you're not learning probability for its own sake. What we will do is to build a solid foundation so you can perhaps enroll in a future course on machine learning.
There's a good probability of that happening.